Pandemonium Reigns.
3-5 Kentucky travels up to Knoxville, Tennessee to play 6-1 Tennessee Volunteers. This one could get ugly. Dark mode, 7:30, 7:45 kickoff. What kind of chance does Kentucky actually have? That's what I want to talk about today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Pandemonium Reigns. I am your host, Dan. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. This one should be a rather short episode, and I do want to go ahead and apologize for our lack of content here lately post-Alabama game. Was a bye week. Lots of life things going on for both Mike and I. Pray for us, would you? Would appreciate that. All right, so here we go. Let's jump into this. Tennessee, that spread has jumped. Tennessee is now 17.5-point favorites. SPN FBI likes the Volunteers at a whopping 90.9%. I was asked in the YouTube comments, do I feel like this is a trap game? And you know, I might see where some people think that this could be a trap game. You've got, you're playing host to Kentucky this weekend. You're playing host to Mississippi State the following. And then your eyes are on Georgia, traveling to Georgia. Is this a trap game? No. I was dead on, man, about the Arkansas game. I thought the stars just aligned. There was a lot of reason to believe that. Kentucky needs a miracle. So, regarding Arkansas, they had some pieces in place where I thought we had some weaknesses, places where we could be vulnerable, and they attacked that. The reason why this one's not, it's got nothing to do with schedule layout. It's got everything to do with this. We are really strong where they're weak, and they're weak in a lot of places. This is not a good Kentucky football team. They're not good. They're not good. Where in the world is the Kentucky team that played right there with Georgia? Where is the Kentucky team that went into Oxford and beat Ole Miss? I mean, Ole Miss got punked that day. Bullied around, out-physicaled. I haven't seen anything close to that type of play out of Kentucky since then. They're bad. They're really, really bad. So is this a trap game? Nah, I don't think so. I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to talk about basically the two places, most notably where I think we're strong, where they're weak. And I'm going to talk about some things that I want to see, and we're gonna land this plane. As we get into this, though, I just want us to take a peek here at the injury report for Kentucky. This thing is a dang laundry list. It's bad. Kentucky's in trouble. Kentucky's going to need a miracle. Night game in Neyland, dark mode. The symbiote has taken over our uniforms, man, and we're going to be there. Mike, Dan, and our best buddy. Hey, this. Let me tell you why this is a win for the Vols. I got a Bammer coming with me, and he's going to be wearing orange. Ha! All right, so here's the most notable on the injury report for Kentucky. Maxwell Harrison. This guy's going to play a long time in the league. He is a solid corner, legit corner. I thought I don't know if he's old enough, but I thought he could have come out last year and get taken high. He's a great corner. He's not playing. He's not playing. I think going into this year, they might have said that Chip Traynham was one of their best backs. Statistically, he's not. He's not playing. Statistically, their best back is a name that I can't pronounce. Demi Sumo Kongyagabayai. Whatever. He's not playing. He's out. More of note, defensive back, Jensen Dunn, J.J. Weaver linebacker, Steven Souls linebacker, Darian Henry Young, defensive lineman, interior linebacker, Derek Jackson, tight end, Jordan Dingle, defensive line, Josiah Hayes, defensive back, Quashade Scott, DJ Waller, defensive back. Inside backer, Javen Brown, defensive tackle. Deion Walker. Nasir Addison, defensive back. Tavian Gadsden, defensive line. Y'all, the two guys who could potentially give us fits are not playing. Hairston and Walker are not playing. Everybody's going to talk about Walker because he's just an absolute monster. He's on, the list is probable. I don't know what his issue is. Just the fact that I said he wasn't going to be playing. Sorry, read the list wrong. He's listed as probable. That's bad podcasting. If he doesn't play, it's bad news Bears. They're going to have to wreak all kinds of havoc with him at the point of attack. And I just don't see that happening at this point. I just don't see this happening. I can see a Tennessee blowout here. I can see a Tennessee close win. Let's define close as this. 2 scores. Feeling really good about this one. Feeling really, really good about this one. So here we go. 2 places in which I believe that Tennessee is really strong where they're weak. And the first is our rushing offense against their rush defense. They can't stop it. Jarquez Hunter and Auburn ran all over them. This kid was 23 carries, 278 yards. Auburn finally figured it out. I mean, Peyton Thorne was 20, 26, something like that. His completion percentage was high. I think his yards were around the 170-ish. But they finally just kind of figured it out and said, you know what? Let's just keep handing it to Hunter because Kentucky just couldn't stop it. Go watch the game highlights. I mean, it's just Hunter run left, Hunter run right, Hunter up the middle, Hunter counter, Hunter inside zone, Hunter power. Just run Hunter, man. And it worked. Showed itself to be sufficient. And why would we pursue? Hang on. What are my words here? Why would we get cute here? Dylan Sampson has carried us to so many wins thus far. Let's hand it to Sampson. So we've got one of the best rushing attacks. What I believe, not only in the conference but in the country. So they don't stop it. They just don't stop the run. They don't do it. And you're gonna put a context of Neyland at night? Man, I don't think so. Here's second place. Our defense, their offense. Everybody knows about the Tennessee defense at this point. It's solid. We've got secondary play, y'all. So it's solid. Their offense is horrible. Brock Vandegrift, former 5-star recruit, starts his career at Georgia, transfers to Kentucky, showed flashes here and there, I guess especially in the Georgia game. Against Auburn, bad. Really, really, really bad. And I believe that they actually experimented with another quarterback, a Rutgers transfer, if I remember right. Nonetheless, let's peek at the statistics real quick. Brock Vandegrift, 9 for 17, 120 yards, and a pick. Gavin Wimsatt, 3 for 10, 34 yards, and a pick. It's bad. They were sacked 3 times against Auburn, TFL'd 5 times. This is not transitive property. Maybe it is. If Auburn can do that on the road, what can we do at home with a significantly better front? Kentucky can't move the ball. Can't do it. And they're missing their star tackle, Jared Mincy. He's out. Significantly left him off that injury report when I read it. Man, what a dang shame. Man, every Tennessee fan just has to be really upset that Mincy is not playing in this game. Would love to see him match up against, obviously, the James Pierces and the Caleb Herrings and the Josephs and the Jordan Rosses. That really sucks. Anyway, so what I want to see out of this whole thing. I wanted to read something to you. Let's check out real quick the drives for Kentucky against Auburn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 possessions. Field goal. Punt. Interception. Punt. 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 Turnover rundowns. Auburn. Auburn. Who's not good. 3-5. With wins against Alabama A&M, California, who's improved, and New Mexico. Do you know what those schools have in common with Kentucky? They've all lost to Auburn. Listen, I'm not an Auburn hater. I like Auburn. Auburn, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Auburn hates Georgia. I hate Georgia. Auburn hates Bama. I hate Bama. I'm not hating on Auburn. I like Auburn. I'm fine with Auburn. Auburn's bad. And they ran all over y'all. And you couldn't do anything against them. You're atrocious. You're bad. You're really, really bad. No, this is not an upset. All right, here's how I want to end this thing. Speaking Kentucky offense just for a minute. We're probably going to match McCoy up over Dane Key, who is statistically leading that receiver room, which is stupid because Barry Brown is a pro player. He's going to play in the pros. It's going to happen. This kid's got 23 touches on the year. That's it. How many games are we in now? Kentucky's 3-5. That's 8 games, and you got 23 touches? What is 23 divided by 8, Siri? It didn't hear me. I don't know what that number is, but it's not good. Get him the ball. That's a thought. Get him the ball. Key's got 39 catches, 587 yards. There's just nothing impressive about them. Are Vandergriff or Wimsat or whatever his name, are they going to have time? Man, this feels like when we played Chattanooga and who was the other one? Kent State. Whatever. All right, so what do I want to see? Let's get into that and let's close this. Let's land the plan. Here's what I want to see. I don't want to see a lot of Dylan Sampson. He has carried us. He has carried us. I don't want to see Dylan Sampson, for one, carry us to a win and just take toll on the body. You got Georgia coming up. You're going to need him. Let's keep his body fresh coming off a bye week. Don't need some stupid injury anyway. I would like for Bishop to get the large in part the touches because he's a physical runner. Cam Seldon, I want to know what's going on with him. We saw him a little bit more in the Bama game, just kind of out of nowhere. So let's let those two carry it, pun intended. And then 2 other things here. So I want to see that. I want to see us connect on those passes, on those deep balls, the way that we were against Chattanooga and against Kent State and the 1, 2, 3 against Oklahoma. All right. We connected on 2 of those in the Bama game. I want to see more of that. I want to see the chemistry start to come together a little bit more. And with that said, I just want to see us protect their passer. Protect him. I mean, he's taken unnecessary sacks just because of silly effort at the tackle position. Let's keep him clean. I mean, there's just no reason. There's just no reason that all 3 of those things can't be done. Let's run well with, the guys deep in that position room. Let's protect the passer and let's allow the passer to connect on those deep balls. Let's see some of those things. Let's watch Neyland erupt from 40, 60 yard bomb from Iamaliava to Brew McCoy to Chaz Nimrod, Thornton, whatever. Let's see those things connect and pack it up. Let's call it a day. Let's get out of there. Let's get out of there healthy. I think we got to walk out of that thing healthy. Georgia's right around the corner. Not optimistic about that one yet. Georgia's still very much Georgia. We'll get into the coming weeks, but no reason why not only can you not win this game, but why can't you cover the spread? I don't see why you can't. I can see a 17-point win and the fan base being happy about the way the things unfolded. But for the large in part, man, I think this can get ugly. This is a recipe for disaster if you're Kentucky. Interested to see if this gets real ugly for Kentucky. What comes of Mark Stoops at this point? And I'm only really saying this because of that whole offseason fiasco. If that doesn't happen, I don't think that's a whole conversation where he was the Aggie head coach for 15 minutes and all of a sudden he's back in Kentucky. I mean, is that the reason for their struggle this year? Do they know that their head coach doesn't really want to be in Lexington? I mean, who knows? Totally just kind of uncharacteristic of a Mark Stoops-led football team here. Just not good. It's just not good. They are not a good football team. So with that said, Vols by 50. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us, hanging out with me, letting me tickle your ears. That's going to be all for today. Appreciate those who have followed the channel, liked, subscribed. Would ask that you continue to do that and you introduce us to your friends. Tell your friends about the boys over at Pandemonium Reigns. Love hanging out with you. Again, gonna be there on Saturday. Me and my buddy will be upper deck. I believe we're in GG row 1. So if you're listening to this, want to come introduce yourself. Mike will also be there. I'm not sure where he's sitting though. He's been super busy with work stuff. Work is for the birds. But if you're listening to this, love to meet you. If you're going, that would be super cool. Would really appreciate that. Would love to get to know you. With that said, I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Vols by 50. God bless. Go Vols.
Pandemonium Reigns.